We're live! Ooh. It's 10th of October. Oh, a dear friend of mine has birthday. I have to call him after this talk. It's 10th of October. It's the regular meeting of RFM. Together with Joseph, Matt, and Mike, and me, that's Robert. And since the last meeting, I had the idea of putting a link to this YouTube playlist on GitHub, and I was looking for a nice thumbnail. So what I'm talking about is this one here. I can show it to you. Let me share my screen for a second. This one here. This. And I was thinking, like, so you can click on it, and then there's this playlist that's going to start. So I was thinking, could we maybe create a nice thumbnail today? Does anybody have a good screenshot application? Maybe we can show our faces and say, hi, something like that. What do you think?
How do you sorry, just to try to understand, how do you're when you say show our faces, like, you mean, yeah, like not all of us are going to appear in the big part of it, but like just so that they can see in the bottom, in the thumbnails at the bottom?
The whole idea is people might see there are people online who are using something like Google Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
One big face, a lot of small faces on the ground row, and then they see, oh, seems to be a community behind this project.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to click on it, check out the video, and then decide if they will actually want to join that community. That's the whole reasoning behind it.
Yeah, no, I noticed that you put that up there and actually tagged me, and then I didn't do anything. But I like the idea. Yeah, I'm already showing my face as well.
Yeah. Do you want to click on an import screenshot or something like that?
Yep, I can do that. I have a nice screenshot.
Mike and Joseph, you're never sharing your webcam. Do you want to be on this thumbnail for this community thing?
My internet is pretty bad. If I try, it's terrible. I might even drop off.
Yeah, there's Mike. Hi. Yeah, why not?
See you, Mike.
Who wants to be on this big picture thing?
Well, I think it's whoever I think it's whoever I click on, which I'm on you at the moment, Robert.
Yeah, I know. So I think me as the admin can decide what's going to be on the video, which is recorded. But everyone here in this call can click on any other display.
Yeah, exactly.
On there.
So is it, I guess, like, because I'm taking the screenshot, so whatever. So is it okay if it's you, Robert, or do you want to?
No. The only person that should not be on the big screen is me.
Okay.
Just pick someone else, either you maybe or now Mike. Whatever you like.
Mike, do you have a strong feeling about it, so I can click on yours, or if not, I don't mind. Like. Mike is muted. Mike is muted. Muted Mike. He's deciding.
Oh, I didn't get. Yeah.
So I'm gonna type in the chat because Mike's internet has been acting up recently as well. So I am going to take a screenshot for our README. Do you mind being the face of the Hangout call, or should I use my Beautiful. Face. That means that I don't mind, is what I understood. Is that what you understand, Robert? Only that it's a
Yeah,
little
maybe
dark.
you can turn on the light.
Yes.
The lights are on.
I think, well, we don't want to be. I want to do away with my group chat.
He's laughing in the background.
All right, everyone be serious now. So I've taken a couple. Mike, can you like move to the left? Move to Vogue.
What did you just say, Matt?
He said that you should.
All right. Awesome.
Maybe I can give you guys a better. Come.
You don't actually be on this picture. Just take your daughter with you. Why not?
Yeah. We promote junior programmers as well.
A better view.
Yeah, that's great, actually.
Hold on, let me. Oh yeah. No, that's.
Uncle.
Say hi. Maybe we can wave our hands. Hi.
She's
Sasa. Okay, lots of pictures to choose from.
Great.
yeah. She's good to go.
She doesn't want the fame or the spotlight.
All right. How many? And there's even more. Hello. Hi. And yet another one. Very crowded in the background. All right. Do we have enough pictures?
I think so. I took like 20, I think.
Good. That's great. I hope there will be nice pictures. We can also at some point make more, but yeah, just to have something for now. Something where we wave our hands is definitely awesome, I guess.
Should I send them to your email or?
No, just
No,
one that you like and then upload it to GitHub.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe next time we should do it when it's day or in the morning or something.
Ah, see, when we should do it next time when it's daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah. Okay. Got sorted that, but yeah, Joseph, you're right. Absolutely, we can do it at daylight. Maybe doing a pair programming session. Why not? I was doing this pair programming when in summer when I was sitting outside. That was pretty awesome. Now, let's go back to topic. How do we do it? Every week we say what each person has done or is about to do and see if we can help, right? Shall we do round robin? Joseph, maybe you start. Has there been anything that you were working on for RFM in the past?
No. Since the last time I haven't worked on anything.
Is there anything that you would like to work on, and is there anything we can help you with?
Yeah, I would love to work on something for the front end if there is. Yeah.
Yeah, this language bug was awesome, by the way. The one that I gave credit to you the last time. So let me just quickly check out the GitHub issues. And see if we have something for the front end. I guess that's probably something for the front end. That's also something for the front end. Let me check out the current version. Boy, it's so much faster now. Yeah. Well, a couple of seconds still. Okay, so that's actually very fast. Can you see it? That's by the way Amber Fastboot. Before it took like 5 or 6 seconds until the page was loaded. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah, nice.
that's, yeah.
There's actually something that's coming to my mind right now. A new issue for the front end, also a good first issue. By the way, we still don't have the issue templates here. The issue for the front end would be embed YouTube playlist of our regular meetings on the landing page. So
we do have I don't know if you've Robert, have you been to the Agile Ventures site recently?
Actually, when I was posting the link to this meeting.
Yeah, so you would have been there. If you go like to the events and go to the RFM meetings, like, yeah, it should be still an upcoming because it's ongoing, you know, and then it changes from upcoming to event instance after it's done. If you click on, yeah, exactly, then this is a new feature that that actually, yeah, I put in the PR for actually to pat myself on the back.
Yeah. What I like is that YouTube has the feature that you can create a playlist and automatically update that playlist. So this one here should be updated automatically for every video that has our name in it, Rundfunk mitbestimmen. So if you post a video online, it will go here. So I think that's really nice, especially if you want to provide new content, new fresh content on the landing page each time. So that is my suggestion.
Where we left off.
This is the video of last time. So here we have all our regular meetings. There are plenty, like 51 now. Oh, and there are some talks here as well. Not only regular meetings, but yeah, most of them are. And I think that's actually pretty awesome, this feature. So what do you think about it?
That's really cool. I like that. Because it links to all the videos instead of just one of them.
This is it. I was just checking the what do we have? And this is such a bad issue template. Seriously, it doesn't really help in writing down the issue. Okay, so
actually a new issue that you put there last time, I think, is to work on adding issue templates that are customized.
To visit the site, don't even know that we have an amazing community of open source developers, but people who visit the site don't even know about it. it would be good. It would be good in terms of trust, or so usually if you see something that is developed and maintained by the community, that gives a good feeling about it. It might give you, as a visitor, a good feeling that this project is maintained by an active community. Seeing the new videos would embedding a YouTube playlist with new videos could express that, maybe. What do you think? Is this good wording? Could highlight that? Something like that?
Yeah. Highlights, I think, has an extra T. I think you're saying height light instead of highlight. There's like a trailing T in the middle. Yeah. Yeah. Now there's a trailing I at the beginning.
An embedded YouTube playlist on the landing page could communicate this. How about that? I think this is better. So I think this should be pretty easy because it's just HTML. Oh, and I should definitely link to this video. Where is it? Here. Link to the playlist. Embed code. And there's our new issue for Joseph. Is it something that you actually like, Joseph? Joseph, are you still with us?
Yeah, I am. I didn't hear the last part.
I was just asking you if you would be interested into that, or do you want to give it someone else? Although it's maybe it's just copy pasting that into the landing page. I don't know.
Maybe we should leave that one for a new person, maybe.
A new person, because it's such an easy catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that would be great.
But it'd be a good way to get a recognition on Twitter, Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I am already on Twitter. Yeah, he mentioned me.
Okay. All right. So that's enough. That's enough recognition.
Yeah. So based on the existing features for the front end, we know all about that. There's refactoring, and still nobody has done it.
No.
Threshold for similarity. That is complicated. What is that?
The refactoring, I think we decided to work on the first so that we could see the data. Then I think from there we'll proceed to the refactoring. Complex.
Could you say, I didn't get the last sentence. Mike?
I was just saying, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I think that the refactoring bit, we started on it, but we thought that we could work on the seeding first with Matt because Tonila wasn't really available today and yesterday. So after we are done with the seeds, hopefully soon, I will still want to turn one so that yeah, it's a complete stack backend and frontend.
Yeah, right. And the seed data was in fact for having a nice visualization on that part, right? Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see what you mean. Here,
Although it's still not. I think I still don't think we're gonna be able to do the refactor. Like it's still not exactly clear. But yeah, we're thinking take one thing at a time.
That's fine. Here's a nice issue for you, Joseph. Then, so I can show you what's going on here. So there's an awkward flow of when you create a broadcast. You still see the old broadcast. So when you have this broadcast form and you add a broadcast and you say create, then the broadcast form doesn't disappear. Instead, you see the same broadcast form, but this time with an update button. So you can update the latest broadcast. It would be better to directly be redirected to the show page of that broadcast. Understand what I mean? Not yet, I guess.
Yep, I understand.
Really? I wouldn't have got it from if I would be the one who had to listen to me. It's 4,200.
4,200.
Yeah, and there's a typo.
Oh.
Come on, my PC is so slow. There we go. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. Yes. Because maybe my laptop is getting slow, and then
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, there's a lot going on here. Maybe I should close some applications. This one we can quit Telegram, Discord, Slack. I will not close for the moment. There are people going along the street singing. Interesting. So now that looks much better. Okay, so my PC shouldn't crash. So the thing is, let's say you're logged in, you can happily create new broadcasts. All right, so you log in with Google, and then you get redirected to this page, and you can create a new broadcast, especially if you search for something and you cannot find us. The idea is that you can just create the new broadcast. Something like that. I think this is everything you need. Maybe you have to specify the medium, and that's it. So we're creating a new TV broadcast here. All right, so watch closely. And by the way, what's this? The icons are still not visible on localhost. Anyhow, okay. So you see this? Everybody, are you still with me?
Yeah. And,
you were muted.
Yes. Myself, I always count on Matt to say yes.
What?
Okay, I will just continue. So the issue here is you could click on create,
yeah.
and the URL is invalid.
Yeah.
What? Translation missing. Invalid URL. Oh. So we have a new issue here. Seems to be a backend issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to provide the URL.
Yeah, but you should get some sort of validations there, like instead of a translation missing error, probably.
Yeah, at least you should get better translations. Second, I want to create a broadcast even without the URL. I don't know why I have to fill in the URL. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
At all. Okay, let's create a new issue. That's the second one for today.
Well, yeah, there's some validation in the broadcast model that validates that broadcast URL should contain URL. And then if I look at that, that says return unless there's a broadcast URL.
Say it again.
There's it validates that the broadcast URL should contain URL, which returns unless there's a broadcast URL. And then broadcast URL, yeah.
But broadcast URL is not required.
Okay. I mean, it's validating that it's returning if there is no broadcast URL.
Yeah, that should mean if you don't give it a broadcast URL, that should be accepted then.
Yeah. As long as it's not invalid, right? So if there's no broadcast URL, it just returns this from this method and doesn't do anything. And if there is, then it'll match that with some regex that includes HTTP and HTTPS. And then if there's any errors, it'll add yeah. Okay. I get you. That's interesting.
Seriously? Still 13 results. No way. Now. If I try to create a broadcast with a given title, description, and medium on this page, and hit submit, I see an error. with a missing translation. So first of all, creating a broadcast without a URL should be fine. In any case, there should not be a missing translation from the backend, right? Nice, but some don't even have a website. Search for a broadcast that does not exist. Fill out the form, leave out URL, hit submit. Yeah, I think we can definitely remove that part here. It's just a major annoyance for me to always paste in the current browser version. It's more interesting to have the screenshots. Oh, that was one too many. To have the screenshots. These screenshots here. Yeah, nice. And this is a backend issue. And it's a bug. Anybody wants to have this issue? Have a look, and anybody wants to have a look into it?
I might be interested, but I think it'd probably be better if we finish the issue we're working on before.
All right. So I'll just.
Yeah, I think after. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, you want to say something? Mike, did you want to say something?
Yeah, saying after that you're doing, I'd be interested in.
So this is an issue that you would be interested in after you did the seed file. All right.
Yeah.
I see. Another thing that annoys me is when I say search for something not existing yet, I don't see a form here on the right or something saying that I can actually also create a new broadcast, right? So the form only pops up if there's no broadcast anymore. What would be better is to have.
So I think it's because it found that I think it's the search query that's not working.
Yeah, it is.
when
It
you
makes sense that it's showing this broadcast. What I would like is that you still have a button here, like a big plus symbol, for example. Can I edit this picture somehow?
Or there is no form for you to create that search that you said does not exist, because it exists, because it found this.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be there. Then it will be okay. Just the way it was, it would show the create form. I don't know.
It's hard. I have troubles to understand you. The connection is always dropping. This is something that I would, yeah, I think I like that.
I was saying it's not showing the create broadcast form because there's a broadcast that was found with the search query that you entered. So the only time it's going to show the create broadcast form is when there is no broadcast found when you type when you try to search for a broadcast. So I'm saying maybe that's something wrong with I don't know the implementation behind that, because you search for something that and do a broadcast matching something that does not exist. So I don't think we should show create form, create a broadcast on the side there if there was a broadcast that was found matching that query that you typed.
Yeah, the problem that I have is maybe people don't even know that this broadcast form exists, right? And by now you can find a lot of things if you just type in, oops, if you type in many things into here, right? Blah, blah. This will still show something, okay? So people have to know that if they click on next, then they see this broadcast form. Let's say this is not the broadcast that you want. Okay, so this is not the broadcast that you're looking for. This is not something not existing yet or whatever. This is something else. And now you click, yeah, so you see that there's no more entry, right? So you would not click on next and you will never come to the point there where you can see, oh, actually, even I can create more broadcasts, right? So that's the idea. If you have less than 6 broadcasts, and it is clear to the user that the broadcast that I was looking for doesn't exist, I should be made aware that there is actually a way of creating more broadcasts, like missing broadcasts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the reason why, but my concern is you typed something that doesn't make sense there, and yet it's showing a broadcast. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, it potentially need to see how it's doing the search query. Instead of searching for something exactly, it's searching too loosely.
I don't get it. Can you maybe explain it to me?
Because there's different ways of querying the backend, the database, right? Like if you add a percentage sign next to the search query, then it will match anything that involves that substring. Whereas if you can search for exact results instead, you know.
Yeah, but that's yet another issue, having different ways of searching.
Yeah, too loose of search criteria.
But can we make this another issue maybe? Can somebody
For sure.
another issue while I'm working on this one here?
Yeah.
I think there are 2 different problems.
Yeah, definitely. I was just trying to see if I can find where so this is, we went searching for broadcast, correct?
Yeah. The user might not click on next in that case. But then it will never be visible. but then the user will miss the broadcast form and and the user will miss the broadcast form and not know and not knowing that he or she can actually create missing data. There should, at the end of the list, there should be a big empty space with something like a plus icon indicating you can create missing data here. Encourage people to create missing broadcasts. Right? My shiny new broadcast. That's actually 5 results. I will never find a broadcast with this name. Something that existing it yields 1 result. That's actually better. Visit this link and do away with this feature. I already that's the one. So this is a front-end issue. This is only front-end, nothing else. This is also a good first issue. Yeah. What do you think about it? Joseph, isn't this something for you maybe?
Yeah, I can work on that, but should I? For which will I work on?
See, this one, this is a duplicate. We already tracked this. Oh no. Okay. Duplicate. Comment. I'm sorry. This was a duplicate. So do you want me to assign you to it, Joseph?
Yeah.
There you go.
I was asking which should I start with?
I think as a possible solution is to check if in the current broadcast set, if there are less than 6. And if so, you can add one component to it that does nothing, then which is similar to this decision card thing, but shows just a big plus sign, and it's doing the same thing as this button here. So if you click on it, it is as if I would click on next, which brings me to this.
Maybe I was.
Say it again.
Specific. Which issue with?
Oh, yeah, the internet connection is pretty bad. So this is the issue?
He was asking, he has 2 different issues to work on. So he wanted to know if there's one that has any priority over the other one.
What's the other issue?
You just assigned him an issue earlier.
This one. Yeah, we can leave that for absolute beginners, I would say. This is so easy. Unless you want to have very quick and easy fame.
Yeah, I will do this one time.
Right. Cool. I think this is enough for today regarding the issue list. So Joseph, I would say you're happy now. Is that correct? Is there something we can help you with, or assign you something, or answer questions in any way, maybe? Or maybe schedule a pair programming. You can also chat. I have some troubles to understand you because the connection is always dropping.
Yeah, sorry, the network is not that good here in Kenya. Even Mike is facing the internet, and I am at home, so that fast fiber. Yeah, but yeah, I can work on that. I don't have any concerns or a moment.
Yeah. If you want, we can also schedule a pair programming and find out how to write components or components for that particular issue if you want. And maybe just chat because I can't hear you.
Okay.
Anyway, if you have any questions or anything, just ask. If you have any questions, if you would like to schedule a pair programming, just ask. Yeah, send us a message on Slack. All right, Matt, how has it been for you then?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we haven't made a lot of progress, but you know, I like pairing. Having you join the pairing session today earlier, I think really sped up the ability to finish off that task. And
one question, Matt, did you experience the same issue with Joseph's internet connection?
Yeah.
Because I can hear you clearly and with no problems. I do have a lot of problems to understand Joseph and Mike.
Yeah. So the thing is that Joseph is at home today, which is different than normally he's at work, and so we don't have that issue. And just in general, like Mike has been having a lot of problems. I know in the pairing sessions, like I don't know if you could tell from listening to the video that we paired the other day, he's been having ongoing issues, and so I think it's like Joseph was alluding to, that it's maybe an issue with like Kenya in general at the moment.
Yeah, I had seen in the video at some point you just stop and the rest is just black screen.
Yeah. That's where we came to. I mean, unfortunately, it's I don't know exactly. I was suggesting, like, I was having some issues with the internet, and I have bought like a 25-meter cable and am going directly in using the cable from my neighbor's house instead of using Wi-Fi. But the issue is, well, maybe an issue is with like with Mike and Joseph, is they both have Macs, and Mac doesn't have like the ability to plug in, I guess, or maybe you need an adapter or something, but they don't have like
you don't have a socket.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. And like we did, Mike installed like a speed test CLI, so he can now test his in the command line where his upload and download speed is. And like the other day, his upload was like more than three, like but his download was like 1 megabyte per second at some points, which is like, if you look at the Google Hangouts, they say is not really good enough for video conferencing. But yeah, I don't know, neither one of them are using their cameras, so I think it's kind of an open issue at the moment, unfortunately.
Right. So, do you need help in any way? You are still working on the seed data. You have questions. We can, I can, for example, show you how to use transactions for databases.
That'd be great. I know how to do that.
Say it again.
I said that would be great. I don't know how to use transactions.
Yeah. All right. Shall we do that at which will also be of value for Mike, and since you're working together, this could also be the closing lesson of this regular meeting.
Yeah, I like
right.
ending a learning moment.
Great, a learning moment. That's it. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen then. Can you see it? Is the font size large enough?
Yep, it's fine for me.
So we are here. Let's say we want to edit the seed data. Second, db seeds. We have some seed data here. And I was explaining to Matt earlier that sometimes you have problems when you develop it, because if you would use the Rails console, for example, that does work, but it leaves you for every mutation in a different state. So if you paste in something that might work or might not work depending on your current database setup. So my suggestion was not to use this console, of course, but just for small things, small chunks, not for a series of mutations to the database.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, just think of I don't know, a loop where you can, a feedback loop where you can run the seed data all over again, and so on. If you want to understand what's going on, in this very case, we want to create some historical data here.
Yep.
For that, you didn't know how to do it. You're not familiar with historical data, with historical, how do they call it? History tables level 4 or something. I don't know. So I can give you the link to the chrono model.
I think I already posted that in the issue to deal with the D3, if I'm not mistaken. I can have a look.
This is the plugin where this is coming from, and they call it type 2 slowly changing dimension history tables. That's it. So that's the chrono model thing. So let's say you're in a situation where you want to do something, and you know, okay, there's a test that's sketching, or that's testing the behavior, and I want to copy and paste the code from the test into the seed data. And you first of all, you want to know what's actually going on. And then you say, okay, there are some tests that we can check out, and those tests are located here in requests, broadcasts, statistic, broadcast spec, for example. So you found out where to find the data. What I was suggesting is to, for example, drop in here and just run this very test. Spec requests, statistics, broadcast spec. Yeah, that should be it. I should be yeah. So this opens this console here. So in order to know, okay, what the heck is actually going on, is I can, for example, inspect D. What the heck is actually D here? D, all right, so D is just a hash because it's coming from data, and data is an array of hashes. You can see a hash. You can identify the hash with the curly braces, and this syntax here with the arrows. This is how they are printed in this Rails console, right? So these are hashes. And then you can, for example, say, okay, what's going on then? Like, what is at T1? Yeah, so T1 seems to be some kind of timestamp. can also say, okay, what's the class? Time width zone. All right. Time class. Time. Interesting. Time zone. Now class. That's time width zone. So apparently, so I learned that time now returns my time object, while time zone now returns something from active support. Who does know what active support is? Quiz question. Who knows what's active support? Matthew, Mike, and Joseph. What's active support?
It's how to access the database from Rails. Like it provides functionalities of querying the database without using the normal SQL queries.
Yeah, that is actually active record. It's another thing. So there's also a library called active record. And this is doing the object relational mapping. So it's translating from Ruby to SQL and back. But active support is actually something else. So this is a utility class and Ruby extension. And in particular, it also patches it's actually a number of patches for your standard library. So in plain Ruby, IRB, we have time now, but we don't have time zone now. So this gives me undefined method. In Rails, however,
we don't have like 5 days ago, for example.
Yeah, and you don't have that. That's coming from Rails. Sometimes it's not that easy to see for a beginner what is Rails and what is Ruby, what's plain Ruby. All right. But yeah, let's go back to topic. I was just trying to explain how you can use.
It's not. I guess it's not the. It's not the. I mean, I think anyone who's ever paired with me knows. Like, I'm one of the biggest proponents of Pry that exists. Like, so I definitely know how to use Pry and use Pry every day of my life.
Right.
So yeah, it's not that. I guess like when you originally say drop Pry, I didn't know in the chat. It wasn't clear if you were referencing something that you saw in the video or if you were giving a suggestion. So when I said, "What do you mean drop Pry?" Because like the way I would say it is drop in a Pry statement or drop in binding.pry. So there's like a difference between drop Pry and drop in a Pry. So there's like that distinction on the chat that wasn't clear what we were talking about. And then on top, so and then I guess my comments were not about like aversion to using Pry, because again I was using Pry in the Rails console as well. Then and I understand like the benefits of using it in the test suite, and again I use that all the time. My aversion was to using this. What I was telling Mike in our pairing session is that we could be adding stuff, just taking stuff directly from the test and adding it to the seed file, but it's likely that we're not going to get it right the first time, and so then you're going to have this like long feedback loop of it creating a bunch of broadcasts and then getting to the place where it stalls out because you made a syntax error. Or we didn't understand how to create something in the proper way, or we just overlooked it. And for example, like in the test, like you call create, it doesn't say factory.create. And I think that if you did that in the seeds file, maybe it would work. I mean, maybe you could just copy and paste exactly what's there in the seeds file and it will work. I guess we'll find out. But my whole thing is I think that what will happen is it will fail. And then like debugging it takes a lot longer than if you, but since then I've already said that you've explained that the benefit of doing it there is that we have a clean slate in the database to work from. And so I get that,
Yeah. By the way, I meant drop in a Pry console, not drop.
Yeah.
Pry.
Yeah.
And the whole point why I'm showing how to use tests for getting a sense what's going on is sometimes you have a lot of local variables, especially here, and I have no idea what this is actually like. And then I can, for example, say age, and it gives me impression history thing.
Yeah.
And I can see, okay, what's actually age class? Apparently, I have to call amend period on the class, and that gives me this impression history class thing, which has a method included, which includes amend period. Oh, methods. Oh, come on.
Include, I think. I did that the other day as well.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. So this is the name of the method. So what we have to do is to write into the seeds file impression : history dot amend period. So this is what I learned from using pry inside the test case.
No,
So,
I mean, for other people besides me who are, I completely agree. Using Brian is in tests or just, as a general debugging tool is great. So people joke that it seems like I work for Pry because I'm always talking about
it. Cool. Yeah. By the way, there's a new member on Slack, Lindsay Perry.
Oh, nice.
But is she responsive? Can we just invite her to join our meeting? Maybe she's watching us on the live stream. Invite people, there it is. And say, here is the link. Oh, space and link. There you go. Yeah. So this is it. And now, what could possibly go wrong when I run the seed file? The whole seed file will be evaluated, and maybe we indeed want to start on a fresh state. So what I'm doing now is to just comment out this whole thing. Maybe the whole code here interferes with the data already created by the seeds.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I go back into the, come on, exit program. Oh,
it's hyphen. Exit hyphen program.
Thanks. All right. And now I can say, for example, bin rails db drop db schema load. Let me check first if that actually works. Many times schema load doesn't work because developers don't try it out locally. See what happens.
The exit hyphen program doesn't seem very Ruby to me. It would seem like it would be an underscore.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, there's my database being accessed. I'm sorry.
I have an issue that I don't think I've ever brought it up. Maybe with RFM, like I need to I have local a local .m file, but I need to every time I pull from master and create a new branch, I need to actually go in and change the it's not finding those environment variables. I'm not sure why. Because I need to go in and actually change it to my username and password.
Say it again, please.
I actually need to go in and change my username and password every time.
What? When?
When I pull stuff down from master,
Yeah, you can use. I'm using SSH in order to pull down changes from master. So then you, for example, if your operating system,
no, sorry, no, that's not. I'm using SSH as well. What I'm saying is that I mean, sorry, I don't want to get sidetracked. I can maybe even create an issue, or we can talk about it later. I'm saying, like, I need to change my database.yaml to put the username and password, because even though I have a M file locally, it's not finding, like, it's either not finding that or it's not pulling the environment variables from that file. You understand what I'm saying?
Weird.
Yeah.
Because this default is actually copy pasted into here. The only thing that changes is the database name. Weird, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, maybe yeah. So,
and this doesn't work if you just paste in the environment variable names here?
Database.yaml.
However,
right, anyways, yeah, sorry.
So this seems to work, right? So I can say, okay, disable database check because we are destroying the database. That's fine. I say drop create, which goes very quick, and then schema load, which is faster than running all the migrations. So this would be our feedback loop. Now there's this strange error that we cannot run seed files if we drop and create the database before. It seems to be an issue with Rails. I'm expecting to see an error now.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Mm.
And
well, that's the error.
No, this is actually, this is fine because it's in from our seeds. Okay, so then we can keep it. So everything seems to work because it's stopping here.
Can I guess I didn't like the way I created a broadcast, like, without using this travel to, is like, you can actually say broadcast.create and you can pass in like created at 7 days ago, for example, instead of traveling to time 1.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to do now.
Yeah.
You actually make Rails.
Is that
sorry? Can you actually fool Rails and provide these two attributes? Is it actually possible?
Is there a reason you, like, I didn't add the updated at, I just did created at. Is there a reason that you added updated at?
If you create a broadcast, so this is, you have to provide both.
I was able to successfully create one without updated at.
Yeah, then updated at will be the current date.
And that's not what you want. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know. Undefined method for create. Yeah, so now we are just using factory bot.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it, it's a class method, is it?
Yeah.
And boom. Yeah, so this is this strange error thing. Okay, so we can simply
this is the error you're expecting.
Is it just semicolon in fish shell? Rails?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think you need to have it up against the load. Well, I'm not sure if it matters, but I always put it up against the, like, flush against the, yeah, like that. But
that is the reason why we have this refresh thing here. Yeah, and now we get into this pry thing. All right. Cool. So now we have a broadcast.
And we have data, a data table.
That's it. So this seems to work. We can basically just proceed. Maybe here.
Yeah, you're gonna the impressions as well. You need to do factory about that, create impression.
You're so right. But this is the feedback loop. I don't want to type in, I want to code everything down for you because that's what you're going to do. What I wanted to show is how to create
Transactions.
transaction, right? So maybe we can skip the first part. Nice, impression history. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. Yeah, whatever. Okay. As far as I know, you can take any active record model, including impression, and then say transaction, and say do, give it a block, and that's it. And then if anything fails in here, the whole thing will be brought back afterwards. So
Sorry, what do you mean by brought back? Like it won't like prevent the other things from happening?
yeah, you mutate the database here and here, and then something happens. For example, raise R.
Rob, Mike was saying it like it's atomic.
Yeah, it's exactly, that's the formal term for it. It's atomic. So a transaction will run with everything, like everything of the transaction will run or nothing. So if something is unsuccessful in between, the whole thing will be rolled back.
Yeah. When you do a factory bot.create, that creates things that will create things in the development database as well.
Yeah, because here Rails env is development. We can actually check that.
Yeah.
By putting in binding prior right there, running the whole thing again.
Right. So I guess I had thought that factory bot.create was just for testing, but you can also use it for other things as well.
Yeah, there was some advice on the internet why you should not use it for seeds, but it never understood why. They say you shouldn't, but I really don't understand why not. We recommend against it. Okay, I can share it with you, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Oh, I wonder if she came in from the meetup.
Shall I ask her?
Yeah. It'd be nice to know because we're paying for to host the meetup right now, and we're trying to find ways to use it to get people involved in the various AV projects, and having some sort of a sense that it is working or not would be nice, you know. I guess like I don't know if you answered my question on whether you want me to schedule a meetup for the regular RFM meeting.
Yeah, please. Can we schedule a regular meeting?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep, we can schedule it to run every week at the same time, and then just like after you share the link, I can grab it and go share it on the meetup. You know.
Sorry, I was distracted a little bit. So what do you want to do?
I can create a recurring event to happen once a week at the time, and then after you share the link in the Slack, I can copy that link into the discussion of the meetup, and then
But
people
you have to do it manually all the time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I mean, maybe there's a way of doing it where, but as far as I know, it's a manual process. Yeah. But I mean, creating the events, no, I can create a recurring event, you know.
Can you give me permission so I can also put the link into the description?
Yep. I don't know if I can. I think Sam can. And also, I don't think you need permissions to. He was telling me the other. Yeah, I'll have a look though to make sure. Some are like you need specific permissions, but I don't think it is that way for this one.
All right. So back to topic. I believe that no change should be done here. So when we reach line number 132, we should see no change in the database. We should get to the console first here and see a change in the database. That's the broadcast. Then get here, have this error, and then go into the console the next time, a second time. All right. So let's see what's going to happen. First time, broadcast. Nice. It's a broadcast. Cool. Then I say exit, and now I'm expecting that we'll see the error. Plus, we are dropping into the second console. And then there should be no broadcast because the changes should be rolled back. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Okay. Maybe this transaction only works for validations and stuff. Rails rollback transaction. Exceptions will force a rollback. Yeah, maybe we can say something like save or create exclamation mark indicating we want an exception when this doesn't. Well, I think factory.bot create will indeed create an exception if something fails. We can actually try it out. Let's create a broadcast with that same ID. So this will definitely give us an exception.
Mm-hmm.
And
also this, yeah, the fact that it has the same title will give it.
Nice. Cool. And zero. That's what we want.
Nice.
So if there's an exception inside the transaction, the whole thing will be rolled back. Cool. So all we have to do, actually, yeah, this is what we want, isn't it? If there are any validations that are failing, the whole transaction will be rolled back. So now we can happily run the seeds files over and over again.
Yeah, without needing to drop in.
Why was there no exception? Yeah, because there is no exception.
Yeah, because it's successful.
One broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So if you just commit and push that up, then we can put in a PR. But I mean, pretty much that's pretty much what we want, I think.
Seven users, one broadcast, 6 impressions. Okay. Interesting, interesting.
And then the visualization has historical data. Whoa. Oh, yeah, because we need to create more broadcasts, right?
Yeah, because that makes sense. We have only one broadcast. And
it was created 7 days ago instead of more than 3 months ago. So change those to months, right? And then like for the broadcast, like so the way the factory bots works is that the reason you have the title there as B is because it goes through like a sequence and adds like a title that just appends that whatever you add there to the title. So you could do something where you iterate over and create like 100 broadcasts, for example. Or maybe not 100, but whatever.
Yeah, you can create nice titles, whatever you like.
No, I was talking about creating. I was saying you can iterate over and make more than one broadcast. Because having one broadcast is not what we want.
If you use factory bot, you don't have to worry about it anymore because factory bot is giving you a sequence.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. I know you're distracted.
If you don't want to use it, then you have to create the sequence yourself. So now I'm dropping the database once more because the transaction succeeded, and I want to have. Come on. And I want to have the clean database once again.
You're using Docker?
Not yet. Right now, no, because that will probably take some time.
It looked like Docker feedback, but that's Foreman.
It's similar, but this is Foreman.
Yeah.
So seed data, check, and start. It will take a while, but now I'm expecting a big bubble, which should not be brown. Instead, it should be green, I guess. Greenish.
Greenish or bluish or.
Yay!
Hey.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm not gonna add this to the commit. This will be your task.
Yes. I was able to replicate what I was talking about. I don't know if you have a minute or if you're interested, but like I have here, like I pulled down from master the latest changes, and so we have here like the environment variable that's gonna look for Postgres username and password.
Right? Can you show your screen? Oh, you're already showing your screen.
Yeah. So then I have, like, I can show you if you want. There's not very many sensitive things or anything sensitive really in the environment variables. But like then when I try to, then I start the server and it starts everything fine. But then when I actually go to visit the page, then it's like no password supplied.
So do you have any sensible data in your environment? And otherwise, you can also type in env now in your terminal and showing us the list of all your current environment variables.
In the current ones on this for this project.
Say it again.
For this project.
Yeah, this will show us the list of all environments variables now, env.
For just Rundfunk or for every
No,
project?
for you, in your terminal. I hope you don't have sensitive data in your environment variables.
I don't know. I mean, I can show you, like, if I just say code and then like this. So I guess I have more than one. I have like back-end environment variables, and I have one at the root level. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have where it's supposed to be.
Well, the .env files. This is more like a standard. This is it depends. Well, depending on your terminal or your shell, other files are being read when you open the shell. So for Bash, the file is called bash rc or bash_profile in your home folder, not in your projects folder. Then
Right.
those environment variables will be assigned.
So I don't have any environment variables for any of the projects that I work on stored locally. They're all stored in the projects folder.
Okay, then you are safe to say env. Just env in your terminal. So this is the list of all your audio environments, and there I cannot see anything with Postgres. You could say, for example, env pipe grep and then Postgres, because all the three environment variables are called Postgres.
Yeah, I don't have any, like I was saying, but I don't have for any of the projects, and Rundfunk is the only one that it doesn't work.
Yeah, because you're not supplying those environment variables. You can go ahead and open.
I'm supplying them in the same way I supply for every project, which is to have them in here.
Yeah, but maybe all the other projects are using the .env file, but RFM doesn't.
So it's something that RFM's configured not to use.
Well, I would say the other way around. All your other projects are configured to use the .env file.
Okay.
And RFM is not.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, you can open an issue and say, I would actually like to use .env files.
Okay.
So far, none of the contributors or none of the developers have used it.
Okay. Yeah, because there's like, so then every time I get that, and then I need to come here and I need to change it, and it's like, didn't make sense to me why it's not finding the .m file. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it's nil. And you can double check that by, for example, if you open bin/railc, you can inspect a capital env. So if you now type in capital env.
Just that, or
yeah, actually yes. What does that give you? So here are all your env files, and there's no. You can also type in capital env and then square brackets, and then the string Postgres host, for example, and that will be nil. And then you can verify that it doesn't make it doesn't change anything. Yeah, it's nil. So if you have your .env file, yeah, Rails is not interested.
Can you set this or no?
Yeah, it's bad practice to set it from the code, but you can. I think you can.
But then every time, like if I for example seed the file, then it's going to be erased.
Yeah. You can for one session you can also write in env space small env small caps env or lowercase letters env and then the list of all your environment variables. I did that before when I said disable database environment check. And you can, for example, here say capital Postgres host equals, then something, space, Postgres, password equals something, space, and so on. Add those 3 environment variables, and then your command, which would be bin/rails yeah, something like that. That's the syntax for your fish shell that I'm using as well.
Yeah, nice. So you can see it set here at the bottom.
Oh, so apparently you have it already. Then you don't need anything else.
Yeah, so then I can restart the server, and that's just for one session, you're saying? I thought I had that open. Server's already running. Yeah, I thought so. Where is it? Where is it?
Too many tabs.
I know, right? Way too many tabs. Here.
You can also say PS AUX grep Puma, and then it will show you the process that's currently running, and you can kill it.
Yeah. Something went wrong. All right, well.
What is it?
No password
supplied. But here you have to say, you have to close the server, and in the terminal where you already pasted in, we already wrote down the environment variables, you say bin/rails and then server.
Oh, okay.
Where is it?
I don't know. I think it was here, was it?
You can also repeat, you can use your arrow keys in order to repeat the last command.
Well, yeah, you can only do that that only works for like that actual terminal.
Oh.
Anyways, so cool. All right, well, that at least gives me an answer.
Yeah, this is, by the way, you have an example with some other key in your history. Google something key.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
So was it helpful? Did you learn something?
Very helpful.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's really straightforward now. Now that you show it like that.
Oh yeah, and one thing, when you have the transaction, when all the theta is fine and you're happy with it, you can also remove the transaction from the data.
Yeah.
Because you can be pretty sure that this is going to work.
Okay. Is there any logical place to what am I thinking? I mean, I guess I'll have a look because we already are creating a bunch of broadcasts. So yeah, all right. I'll pair with Mike on that, and we'll see what we can come up with.
Cool.
And use as much as we already have for us, so that we don't have to do all the hard work. Just copy and paste from the test and modify it to work in the seeds file.
All right.
Thanks, man.
So then, Joseph and Mike, any questions from your side? Was it also helpful for you?
Yeah, it was very nice. I think it was breaking at some point. I didn't get the transaction well, but I think we'll do that again with Matt, and yeah, I will learn a lot from him as well. But it was very nice just to know that the transactions can be used in this way. And yeah.
Yeah, the transactions for us was just a quick fix or quick hack to run bin rails dbseed all over again and still getting back to the clean database if something goes wrong in the middle. We only get into the state with actual data in the database when the transaction was successful. And then we know, okay, the seed data is okay now, and we can remove the transaction. That was the idea.
I think that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
It's awesome.
Cool. I'm very happy.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll say, see you for
Yeah, and
programming, or maybe next.
yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Mike, do you have a question?
Yeah, you remember last week we created an issue with sending emails. Was that talked on today? The sending emails when users sending notification, something like that.
Yeah, I think there's still an open pull request for it. Let me see. This was the pull request by our other Mike. I think Mike, and we haven't heard back from Mike here.
Hey, that Lindsay, she sent a message that she did come in from. She didn't send it on the Rundfunk. She sent on the regular channel, saying that she came in from a post on Meetup.
Yeah, she also sent me a direct message. This is her direct message. I'm sharing my screen so you can basically read it.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the yeah, I'll answer her. What the? Yeah, so we have these monthly email lists, and there's still the FAQ page.
I think the FAQ page is just waiting for someone who feels like they're. You said that you were having a closer look at using the CSS and stuff.
So, Mike, if you want, you can also go ahead and here's the stale pull request. You can also try to work on that if you're interested in the backend stuff. So just by looking at it, was there something? Did I send a review? Yeah, the pending migrations are making the build fail. So feel free to just push on this branch. You can check that out and add, for example, merge the current master and then see why are the migrations failing, right? And try to debug it on your own laptop. So apparently the code is more or less ready, but the build server is failing. And then you can go to the build server and see, okay, what's actually failing the build server? And here you can see that there are some migrations pending. So apparently Mike or whoever didn't save the schema when he was running the migrations. So when you run migrations, you have to save the schema. The build server is doing schema load. Yeah, and there's no file schema in here in this files changed. So apparently Mike forgot to add the changes to the schema when he was running migrations. This is what you can do. You can just go ahead and add the schema to this pull request and see if the build server succeeds. All right? Did you understand, Mike?
Yes, makes sense.
All right. Okay. Anything else? Anybody who needs help on something?
I mean, I did have lots of things, but nothing that I think you can help me with in a short period of time or anything. I think Rundfunk, RFM stuff. I feel like we have a way forward, and yeah, the other stuff I'll just toil away.
Just what?
Toil away.
Toil away.
Yeah, I'm doing some really exciting stuff with trying to get MediaWiki, the latest version of MediaWiki up on Docker and pushed to Doku. And that whole triangle of things is a lot of fun. If you like, DevOps debugging. And I'm also there. There's in my time off, like after I get off work, I want to put in a PR to add Doku as a provider for Travis, because Travis CI, like, they can do automatic deploys to Heroku, for example, but they don't have support for Doku, and they've kind of sent me like how I can go about getting started, like actually adding permanent support for Doku on Travis. So that would be amazing to actually get in a pull request in for Travis.
Yeah. So Heroku is you can deploy document production on Heroku.
Yeah.
How much does it cost if RFM would use Heroku as?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how many build packs that you need and stuff. Like, but they have, like, Doku, for example, is free, so that's why we're trying to migrate the stuff from all the AV stuff. Like, local support, we just migrated from Heroku to Doku, and local support was paying something around like $7 a month, something like that, I think. So
but the data is not stored in Germany anymore, right? The data will probably go to the US.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
So that's a no-no.
That would is not ideal.
Okay. Well, shall we finish this broadcast then?
Yeah.
All right. And see you for the next paper winning or next week.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.